joining times during the Olympics was a major break. It was a 15-day gala event.
Energy levels in this particular podcast is actually the maximum. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sportang Originals. Another super fun episode, another super insightful episode with somebody who is an absolute inspirational figure. I had promised in the very first episode that every single episode in this particular podcast will be a learning curve. We're going to invite some high profile and high octane guests, and to keep up with that promise, I have invited a very special person. We've taken a little detour from sports broadcasting. Most of our episodes were based on sports broadcasting, but today we have an absolute doyen of the writing industry in the sports world. Today we have Tanveer Janeja, who can simply conjure magic with his words. I've read all of his articles. If you read his article, you'll understand his in-depth knowledge about the sport. You'll understand his in-depth knowledge and also his astute mind. So it's an absolute pleasure and an absolute inspirational figure we have today. And I can see a ball in your hand, Tanveer Janeja bhaiya. So tell me, how are you? Firstly, thank you so much for coming in our show.
Thank you so much, Sayantu. It's your enthusiasm that has brought me here. And as you know, we are in this together, right? As sports fanatics and like crazy buffs of Indian sports, like so to say. And I am thrilled. I am thrilled to have a conversation with you and explore our mutual interests more than anything because I've just grown up as a sports buff and can't wait to keep growing and meeting people like you, enthusiasts like you on the way along.
You are a senior writer of Times Now. You've been working with Times Now for a couple of months right now. So I'm sure there must be a lot of learnings you've had in this particular sojourn because I've worked under you. Most of the agency wires you asked me to file, most of the articles you asked me to write, and I've worked under you. It's been an absolute pleasure in these 2 months. But I wanted to ask you, how has this journey been for you, and what are some of the learnings you've had in this amazing process?
It's been fantastic. Honestly, I completed 2 months just a couple of days back with Times Now, and as a digital vertical for the larger parent company that is BCCL, one of the biggest media houses in the country. It's a privilege. First of all, let me extend my gratitude that I was taken on board by the senior management, Ajit sir and Akrita ma'am, and Suyash sir, of course, who's our team lead, and people like you who I don't know how many things you take under your wing as a multitasker, and you've been contributing in your own way. So yeah, I'm to be a part of this company right now is the greatest takeaway I take. After my shift ends, at whatever hours that we odd hours that we keep breaking stories from the world of
Absolutely.
sport. So, to come to the point with Times, since it's a digital media, organization, the idea of being a sports journalist changes a little bit because you have to understand that from the capacity of a journalist, specializing in news reporting, the nature of following sports varies a bit than, let's say, a specialist, a niche reporter or an aficionado, as we earlier said. Being a sports fan is something, you have opinions, you're full of takes. Every second hour you are adding or deleting from your know-how and knowledge of the games. But the first and foremost lesson that I learned in these 2 months was to take everything from a neutral standpoint and weigh both the sides of all the stories, and then just from a very ethical standpoint, let the audiences, the people, the wide variety of masses that we cater to from Times, let them get the idea from the skin of the occurrence of an event, without stretching it. So that's the first thing I learned. Secondly, I would say, so I have a background of features writing, and I used to, so my last job was with soccersouls.com, which is another leading Coimbatore based blog network
Mhm.
specializing on English football. They cover all the leagues in the UK, in fact, not just English, like Scottish and the Irish and the entire bunch in the UK scene. So over there, the deadlines were not, as hell bent or as
Hmm.
acute as times, and I had to take, my own time and figure out a thesis, or like an approach of writing articles. So from that, coming into times, the stint has been a transformational one for me, and which is, I would say, still, I'm not at my best, I would say, not trying to be humble here, but I have a very long way to go when it comes to becoming a journalist who breaks stories on time rather than, opinionating. Or and that's the thing with digital, because you can't afford to take too long to give your perception. And but hopefully I do get, some of the times I get to write features because of Suyash sir, definitely our team lead. And so yeah, I enjoy that too. But yeah, like, just to sum it up, football writing to now covering sports, and with the Olympics, oh yeah, I have to highlight that the Olympics, joining times during the Olympics was a major breakthrough. I mean, I couldn't have, learned any better in the 20 odd days that the Olympics and the Paralympics were happening.
Hmm.
I'm sure as an intern, you had like a heck load of workload to, finish on time and file all the reports. It's been brilliant, man. Like, what do I say? I'm just let's grow from here. Let's get bigger, and let's, expand the team, because without teamwork, again, another important point. Without teamwork, no matter you're a Boria Majumdar or Harsha Bhogle, Ayaz Menon, or even
Yeah.
PK now, the latest pundit on the block for Indian cricket,
Yeah.
who's doing a massively good job, let me say.
Hmm.
But
Absolutely.
he even he's not enough. The entire broadcasting team takes on a legion of people to deliver
Hmm.
what they do. So it's all about unity and working as a team, and that's why we are here, bro.
Absolutely, you touched upon a myriad of amazing points. If I had to touch upon, then actually it'll take a lot of time in this podcast. But then, great points, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. I feel that you're absolutely right that as a news journalist who's working for new media, who's working for a digital organization, it's very important to keep it unbiased. We've had Vedant Sharma, who is the head of Sports Tiger right now. Even he used to stress on the actual points that we need to be unbiased, we need to remain neutral while covering
Absolutely.
sports. That's very true. It's very good that Soya sir is giving
That's
you a
like a
lot of feature.
non-negotiable point altogether.
Hmm. 100%, that's absolutely true. I think the first and foremost rule, the hard and fast rule, is that we cannot give our opinions and it has to be from a neutral point of view. But Tanvi Bhaiya, I wanted to stress upon one topic about technology that is affecting our journalistic lives. I feel that technology has actually impacted the lives of journalists in a very huge way. Like right from when we started, and look at us right now, we are having this conversation over a digital platform. If it was like 20, 30 years, we would have met, we would have had a conversation, and then we would have reported that. But right now, with the advent of technology, things have completely changed. Things have actually gone through a paradigm shift. So I wanted to ask you, for a journalist, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Do you feel that this has been a boon, or do you feel that this has been actually a bane for journalists, the evolution of technology?
Right. For the most part, I have to say that it's been a boon, because, firstly, uh, with the crisis, with the ongoing health crisis, which just shook the world by its collar, we need to have an optimistic point of view. You cannot be
Hmm.
a bit of a cynic here, or a pessimist denouncing new media or digital media
Hmm.
right now, because that's
Right.
the only thing that is keeping the world together and weaving the threads of
Hmm.
compassion and a sense of community. Because honestly, for the most part, what it's been more than 18 months, easily,
Yeah.
almost 2 years now, that we haven't really mingled with people in our industry or even otherwise. Socialing has been, for me at least, it's been on an all-time low in my life.
Hmm. Hmm.
So for that reason, and the reason that you get a myriad of options to explore when it comes to sports, because not just technology of reporting, technology in sport itself has changed the industry by leaps and bounds, bro. Like, you look at football, you look at the DRS in the
Hmm.
recently concluded Euros.
Hmm.
They say there was actually a report, I'd written on that, I remember, for Times only, that the refereeing has been beyond par level. Like, it's been par excellence. The kind of
Hmm.
refereeing, the kind of decision making, everything is being, seen through technology. In cricket, there is of course DRS and the stump mics. Everything, every word that a cricketer utters on the field is heard by the people, all the people in the
Hmm.
world. So that's awesome, right? Like, when would we ever get? Imagine in the days of Sunny Gavaskar, or like, the greats Viv Richards, the West Indian fast bowlers Malcolm Marshall, Joel Garner. Imagine the kind of banter and the kind of sledging they must be up to. Like,
Hmm.
if we got a taste of that, cricket would have been even bigger than it is today. So it's a boon for that, but I just see a few points when it could be a bane. I think uh, it's again the same reasons that people get, an added advantage to opine unnecessarily, and take down
Hmm.
people or just spread that negativity around because of social media, especially, that is there. So if you're talking about new media in terms of social media and the masses that get exposed to all kinds of sport, then that way I hope it could be mitigated a bit in terms of, but that you can't do that. People
Hmm.
are always going to have different opinions, and
Hmm.
new media is just a platform for them to kind of, I don't know, get rid of the frustration that they have in their own lives. Honestly, when they put down great athletes and people who are competing on the international level.
Hmm.
Apart from that, I see digital media as an out and out boon. And I
Hmm.
don't know, like, what's your personal opinion on that? I'd like to know that also.
Yeah, absolutely. I think great points covered by you, but I feel that if you ask my opinion, I feel that social media is like a double-edged sword. With the pros comes with the cons as well. I think every particular news is
Absolutely.
available at our fingertips right now. Literally, I mean, anything that is happening in the other part of the world as well, in the West, that is coming to us. But with that, as you rightfully mentioned, that there are a lot of negative connotations attached to it as well. There's a lot of
Definitely.
toxicity that is actually coming, and that I think we need to mitigate. I think, quoting you, I think we really need to mitigate that negative connotation that is happening, because mental health issues are on the rise because of this toxicity. I think that is another
Absolutely.
major issue that is happening. A lot of sports persons are out and out actually speaking about those issues right now, speaking
Yes.
about those
Yes.
pressing issues.
Indeed. Indeed.
and and
And I think
absolutely,
it's
I'm.
gonna, so far Indian athletes have not taken the brunt of it, but like,
Hmm,
right from Simone Biles to Ben Stokes in cricket to even, I think, Glenn Maxwell at some point,
absolutely.
all these
Hmm,
people have reported, like, at the peak of their careers, why would anybody, say that, let me just take this breather of a break and I'll return
hmm,
back stronger. I mean, what do you mean you'll return back stronger? You're already the most premier all-rounder
exactly.
in world cricket. Ben Stokes, imagine that.
Hmm,
So I think
hmm,
Indian athletes are still abhi bache hue hain wo, but it's
hmm,
gonna come. It's because the kind of cricketing calendar that we have, man. Like, I think this the explosive news that broke out today, Virat Kohli stepping down, your favorite, as I know,
hmm.
it's
Yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo for me and it's Virat Kohli for you. We are almost on that same. And the best part is that both of them admire each other. So what better?
exactly.
So with him stepping down, I think the most instrumental reason has to be that Virat has realized so much cricket happening. The multi-captaincy policy needs to come in, sooner or later, for India to always boast of a fit, strong, talented bunch of cricketers that we have in abundance, man. Like, come on, let's face it. How many? I don't know. What's our population right now? Some 4 billion? No, 2 billion.
Hmm. I
With
think.
that kind of it's that kind of people in the country. If
Hmm.
only 20 odd guys keep representing day in day out, it's good. We are proud of those guys, but we can, create more Shardul Thakurs and Mohammad Sirajes and Rishabh Pant, Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer, as we saw in Sri Lanka, right?
Hmm.
The second tier team, they outperformed themselves, and it
Absolutely.
has to. I don't know. The new technology has come in with its own downside, but I guess it's here to stay, man, for a long time. Also, one quick point on that is that, as sports fans and as aspirants of sports journalism, that the whole idea, the whole love affair when we were young kids started because of the fact that one day I dreamed of a certain Cristiano Ronaldo, making eye contact with him, sitting opposite, his presser, or trying to just catch a live glimpse of him somewhere when he's playing in the world, or being a part of the on-ground action. We hope for that. I don't know how many
Yeah.
million people hope for that, but then the whole
Hmm.
idea of joining this industry and aspiring for that was to be in the thick of action. which for now definitely seems out of bounds. And I think YouTube is our fantasy world, and we are fulfilling all of that through their videos. I mean, for me, bro, Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to Manchester United was more than a dream. Like, I do not have words. It was such an emotional experience for me. I don't think I've ever been that emotional. Even when, like, I don't know, my how do you? There's I don't even have a parallel in the mind to explain that experience to you. Like,
Hmm.
what's the best you've ever felt? I don't know. What's the most blissful you've ever felt? It's beyond that.
Absolutely, because I saw your stories on Instagram. There were a flurry of actual quivering
Yeah.
emotions. I mean, so many stories you had that actually was a reflection of what amount of passion and how high you actually regard Cristiano Ronaldo as. I'm so happy that, Cristiano Ronaldo and Virat Kohli, like you said, they admire each other, and that we have
Yeah.
connected on that on a
Hey.
very, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. So the energy levels in this particular podcast is actually the maximum because I think you're the most excited person, excited guest who's come. That's an absolute amazing, amazing points. Like you said, even I second those. I feel that because of all the quarantine measures, because of all the COVID-19 protocols which are actually going to take place right now, people should stress on mental health. And I hope that the Indian athletes actually focus on these mental health. But moving on to the next question, Bhaiya, you've been a
Yeah.
public relations coordinator in the Mauritius T20 League. So I'm sure there
Yep.
must be a lot of responsibilities, a lot of duties, but more importantly, a lot of learnings. So if you could shed some light on some of those duties you had as a PR coordinator over
So,
there.
so
Yeah.
again, so I would describe it as one of the earliest, let's say, like how any parent throws a child in the middle of the water in a swimming pool just for him to kind of sustain and manage to remain in the
Hmm.
water. I think that is the kind of analogy I'd like to put up for my experience in Mauritius. It was in 2017. It was a 15-day gala event, and you could the best way to put it is it was a mini IPL sort of a
Hmm.
thing format being conducted in the island country of Mauritius, which is absolutely alien to the sport of cricket because,
Hmm.
like, since they were not a British Commonwealth colony,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
were
Hmm.
actually, if I'm not wrong, a French colony probably back in the
Okay.
day. So they were alien to the sport, and having been given the charge of public relations and media coordination in an absolutely alien country, managing six odd teams that had 15 players, so like close to 100 professional
Hmm.
first class cricketers coming into Mauritius for 15 days, and being placed in different hotels
Hmm.
throughout the country, throughout the island, was one Herculean task. Man, I still remember
Okay.
the most responsibility that I was thrown initially. The first 3-4 days were, I was settling in and meeting
Hmm.
everybody as it is with any big event. But then once the responsibility started coming in, it was a flurry, honestly. Right from the press releases, I remember I was wholly solely trusted by the CEO of the event, the managing director is his name. I'd like to, give a shout out to him, Mr. Akarshit Madan. His name is. He's the chief of Plum Sports, the company that
Okay.
organized the spectacle. So
Hmm.
he gave me full control of inviting several, let's say 20 plus top journalists of Mauritius for a press conference, and we had the face of the whole league. It was Sanath Jayasuriya actually at that time.
Oh wow.
He was
Hmm.
called in. He was made to sit, in the middle with the rest of the management, and I was behind the scenes running the show. And the presser happened for a good 40 odd minutes, and in that I had compiled a 8 or 9 minute PowerPoint presentation that I'd taken several clips from ICC's official
Hmm.
website
Hmm.
explaining the game of cricket to them.
Hmm.
Firstly, there was a
Hmm.
video that ran, and like things like there are three stumps on either ends, and a bowler runs in, and a batsman has to hit the ball, and then there are fielders who'll catch it or field and throw it back. That basic, like, rudimentary
Oh
stuff
wow. Hmm.
was there, to covering stories about who's coming, who's not. So we had
Hmm.
we had big names, man, like good
Hmm.
international names at the
Hmm.
top of the shelf playing
Hmm.
in that league. We had all of them were retired, obviously, at that time. So
Hmm.
we had, let me list a few: Ovesh Shah, England cricketer;
Hmm.
Parveen
Hmm.
Maharoov, Sri Lankan
Oh
pacer;
wow.
Dilhara Fernando, another big international name back in
Hmm.
his day. We had Mohammad Taha. We had Ricardo Powell from West Indies. Sana Jas. We had Saeed Ajmal. Oh my God, how can I forget that
From
wizard?
Pakistan.
Pakistani
Hmm.
great Saeed Ajmal.
Hmm.
Kamran Akmal's younger brother Umar Akmal was there, and of
Star-studded
course not
affair, it
forgetting,
seems.
not Umar. Their
Hmm.
third brother actually, the third
Okay.
Akmal was there.
Hmm.
I think he's the oldest, probably not the youngest. Then
Okay. Hmm.
Usman Qadir, the legendary spinner's son, Abdul Qadir's son, was there before he made his name in
Hmm.
Australia's county cricket, and now I think he's going to play the World Cup for Pakistan in this squad. I think
Hmm.
he's in the squad, probably.
Hmm. Hmm.
So these guys were there and catering to their needs, and they were assigned to different franchises. Massive learning curve, and being in
Hmm.
touch with the journalists, sending invites to the big corporations and the famous people of Mauritius to come and visit, so that we get a little more
Hmm.
viewership and audiences
Hmm.
and some press footage.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. So it was that, and also I was not just the press coordinator, like the PR coordinator, so to speak. I actually
Hmm.
became a, an instrumental part of the core team. I was
Oh
on
wow.
one-on-one with, I was on
Hmm.
one-on-one with most of these players, and
Hmm.
I got an insight into their personal managers and how they sign on to
Hmm.
these contracts, and
Hmm.
what actually ticks their fancy and lures them into coming
Hmm.
for a franchisee cricket league. Because honestly, let's be honest, this is not like uh, this is not bona fide cricket. Like ICC
Hmm.
does not approve of most of the cricket that happens like that
Hmm.
unless you go on that big league, big stage, and
Hmm.
get permissions from them. So this one, although I'm not entirely sure if ICC affirmed this league, but Mauritius, because Mauritius cricket is no body.
Hmm.
Mauritius, the broadcasters. Okay, I have a
Hmm.
very interesting story on this. Can I go
Hmm.
ahead with it right now?
Surely, by all means, please.
So,
Yeah.
bro, you know what? So, Nimbus Sports, the
Hmm.
parent company of the Neo channels that were there. I don't think they're
Hmm.
now that big
Hmm.
broadcasters, but in the middle
Hmm.
they were bona fide Indian cricket broadcasters. Neo Sports, Neo
Absolutely.
Prime,
Hmm.
Nimbus Sports, the company. So they were
Hmm.
assigned on a big fees to ship
Hmm.
their equipment from Mumbai to Mauritius
Hmm.
and officially cover the league, the
Hmm.
proper 14-day the matches
Hmm.
for, I don't know, coverage to some 100 plus countries across the globe. It had official, those
Wow.
prime time hours that Nimbus will cover it on Neo Sports, Neo Prime. Unfortunately, I don't know, in the last days, some legality happened, and there was some issue with the shipping. It wasn't allowed for their
Hmm.
camera equipments and the heavy technology
Hmm.
that they have, spider cams, webcams,
Hmm.
from Mumbai to ship to the shores of Mauritius. So the deal broke out in the last stages. So the
Hmm.
team actually ran to sign on to some local broadcasters of Mauritius, the biggest, I think, AWS.
Hmm.
They came on board, and they were given a crash course of, let's say, I don't know, like within 2 days they were given a crash course on how to cover cricket. Because I don't know if people understand, but broadcasting cricket is a hell of a skilled job, man. You
Absolutely.
need to know the angles. You need a full time movie director, almost like a movie director who's
Hmm.
commanding the shots, calling the shots. Ki now cut to that camera, cut to the filter,
Hmm.
cut to the graphics board. All of that was happening in the green room, and it was a mad journey, man. And although there were glitches, of course, because sometimes the main cameraman is covering the
Hmm.
other wide screen,
Hmm.
and he's not covering the bowler's angle. So then you used to see, a half pitch coming in. So then immediately he was
Hmm.
corrected, ki no, switch to this camera. All of those
Yeah.
issues were happening, teething problems. But then after that, after 3 4 days, all the matches were live on YouTube, and a
Hmm.
number of nations, I think African nations, were definitely covered. If you go on YouTube and see some of the
Hmm.
footage, it's still there, and
Hmm.
it was a good game. It was a fantastic experience for me there. It was my first official, sporting experience, I would say, in
Hmm.
terms of responsibility and
Hmm.
getting the show done. Like
Hmm.
that's what's most important at the end.
Absolutely. I think a zillion learnings you had interacting with so many legendary cricketers. I mean, literally running the show. You said that you were in close terms with the CEO as well. You're working in the core committee, then actually, making a presentation and, explaining stuff to people who don't know anything about cricket. I think that's a massive task, and kudos to you.
Yep.
Kudos to the entire grit you displayed over there. Thank you, Bhaiya, for that. I think a lot of people will learn a lot from this part of this podcast, will learn a lot from this particular curve which you have actually displayed. Thank you so much, Tanveer Bhaiya, and I hope that.
Hi, come on, my pleasure. It was
Absolutely.
a fun. You've given me major throwback moments right now in my head, because I'm all, because
Hmm.
I done some funky things also, because you have
Okay.
that leverage when you know that it's not being telecasted on a major star network or a Sony network that is
Yeah.
today. So I used to play the I used to do these announcements, like how, if do you watch MMA? So like how
Yeah, a little bit.
when the MMA fighters enter the ring, they get like a full rollover of a welcome, like,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome, put your hands together for the next team, Roswell Warriors against Port Louis Thunder, like that.
Oh
So I
my
used to
God.
introduce the team like that on the mic, being the Gaurav Kapoor or the Samir Kochar. And that was my initial dream. Like, I wanted to be the face of reporting and, being one of these anchors. But unfortunately, that is a super glamorous job, which is only reserved to the super duper vastly experienced people at the top. And we have a lot of things to do before we kind of arrive on that scene. And
Absolutely, a
tons of
lot to
experience,
grind. A
tons of
lot to
tons of
actually.
experience left for
Mhm.
us to become the next Jatin Sapru or the Mayanti Langars
Hmm.
of Indian broadcasting. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's never it's never a bad thing to dream. At least we can in our own heads imagine to reach half of what they've achieved as brilliant anchors.
Top, absolutely. Very well said. I think even in the news media field as well, once you actually garner a lot of experience, that's when you become anchors. That's when you become news directors. Initially, we've got to take the grind, be reporters, be correspondents, actually be meticulous with our work, like you
Absolutely.
said, and then be the next Jatin Kapoors, then
And
be the
actually,
next Gaurav Kapoors.
I
Yeah.
love to point out that Times, companies like Times, who are, like, let's say, at the top of their game when it comes to news reporting, news media, they are the most important, cogs in our car, in the wheels of our car, that will propel
Hmm.
us to
Hmm.
knowing how the world will get affected through our representation. I mean, like,
Hmm.
this Times ka job that you and I have done, that I am doing, and you, of course, 5 months. That's more than
Hmm.
double of my experience so far as an
Hmm.
intern that you've had.
Hmm.
That is going to be invaluable for you when you actually become the face of the kind of implications that you will have when you
Hmm.
will be at a higher post,
Hmm.
because there is a plethora of younger people who probably think in their own head secretly that हमें तो ये इनसे ज़्यादा कुछ updates पता है, but that is not what will make the cut, because
Yeah.
that's what we think. I know some Cristiano Ronaldo trivia, and some Virat Kohli trivia that
Hmm.
probably even I don't think Anushka knows. But
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you will have to. This is what will make us reach there. The times now का stint has taught me this, that
Hmm.
बहुत कुछ करना पड़ेगा यार, मतलब उस लेवल पे जाने
Absolutely.
के लिए, और यहीं से शुरुआत होती है, from the biggies of the corporate world, because they
Hmm.
have the most stakes, right? They know
Hmm.
it's a show. At the end of the day, it's a show, man. Like,
Hmm.
people are fans because it's such a big show, right? Nobody cares
Hmm.
about the
Hmm.
unregistered league that is happening, behind closed doors, unless you are
Hmm.
registered. It's
Absolutely.
sadly, it gets called as gully cricket, no matter how
Hmm.
crazy this country is about it.
Hmm.
But suddenly, when the word comes in gully cricket,
Hmm.
there is definitely a loss of respect that I sense when it comes to gully
Hmm.
cricket. You're like, "Arey, ye to
I
kya hai
know.
yaar, ye to chota mota hai." But dreams have begun there. So I mean, wo to hai.
Hmm. Absolutely. I think very valid points. I really hope that this Times Now internship, which I had, the Times Now job you're doing right now, full-time job, actually paves the way, paves the platform for us to make it big. And like you said, a lot of experience is needed in our life. So I completely second that. Now, coming to the most anticipated part of the podcast. The energy levels with which Tanveer Bhaiya has graced our actual podcast actually means that we're going to have the most amazing rapid fire, and I cannot wait to shoot some absolute fiery questions to you. So, the first question is, Bhaiya, who has been your biggest idol in the sporting world?
Come on, that's rapid. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, my friend, CR7.
Okay, got it. Next is, if you had to choose between being a fashion model and a sports journalist, which one would you choose?
Put me on the spot, huh? Definitely.
Yeah.
Sports journalist.
Sports
In the
journalist.
blink of an
Got
eye.
it.
In the blink of an
Got it.
eye.
Yeah. If one day you wake up as Ole Gunnar, if you wake up as the manager of Manchester United, what is the first thing that you're gonna do?
Not starting Jesse Lingard.
Oh my God, you've got a winner here. Okay. Next is, who do you think will win the ICC T20I World Cup 2020, which is gonna happen now?
I think it's a coin flip between India, Australia, and the Windies. My God, Mammoth. The Windies, India or Australia?
Got it. So if you had to pick one,
Let's stick with India because like it's gonna be Virat's last as the skipper.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, India. Next is, who do you think is the best ODI batsman of all time? Now you have to tell something which will please me.
Brr. This is fixing. This is spot fixing you're doing.
Yeah.
You want me to say Virat, right?
No, whoever you feel is good.
Can I tell you all three? T20, ODI, and Test.
Absolutely, sure. Tell me.
My God, yeah, it's such a difficult one because there are okay. Let's not. It's rapid fire. So I'd say Sachin Tendulkar, Test cricket,
Hmm.
ODI cricket. Just for you, you're my brother and junior from college. Virat Kohli,
Thank
the
you.
Delhi boy,
Thank you.
RCB legend. And 2020, I'm a little biased here because of the sheer entertainment he's been providing. The biggest, elite, most competition franchise cricket is which is the IPL. Abraham de Villiers, Benjamin
Oh,
AB de Villiers.
A.B. de Villiers, best cricketer of all time. Absolutely. I think more than even any Indian cricketer,
Mr.
one
360,
cricketer.
bro. He's Mr. Entertainment.
Absolutely. One cricketer who's been very impactful is A.B. de Villiers. So
And
absolute
second
fiery
would be Chris
ones.
Gayle.
Second would be Chris Gayle. Okay, so A.B. de Villiers and Chris Gayle are your cricketers. Got it.
I used to love it when they were firing for RCB together, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end.
Oh God, yeah. Just too much. I mean, just sends jitters down anybody's spine, any bowler's spine when Chris Gayle
Who are you
bats.
supporting in the IPL?
I'm supporting Kolkata Knight Riders for real, always,
Oh,
KKR,
because of the homeland connection.
because of the homeland connection.
But over Virat, bro,
Yeah, oh Virat, it's always KKR.
you'll feel bad, yaar.
No worries. We'll just end this. So with that, we come to an end to episode 6 with one of my dearest seniors, with one person who is actually an inspirational figure in the sports industry. Thank you so much, Tanveer Bhaiya, for coming in our show today. But before going, I want you to give any piece of advice which you would give to a 20-year-old Tanveer who's actually getting into the
Oh.
scene, who's exploring different stuff, who's going to Mauritius, who's actually exploring every stuff. The one particular advice which you would give him, what would that be?
I'm an overthinker, so I have
Mhm.
actually I have a lot to say to myself only when I'm alone and
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't want to overthink this. I'd say being patient,
Hmm.
persevering,
Hmm.
waiting for the right opportunity,
Hmm.
and grabbing an opportunity. The most important, grab an opportunity when it knocks on your bloody door. Because
Absolutely.
as young people, if we do not grab an if I hadn't grabbed the Mauritius opportunity that came my way, because at that time I was interning with Witty Feed, this social media company in Indore, which is shut down now. At that time, 2017, if I hadn't grabbed that Mauritius opportunity, I would have missed out on ultimate great experiences of my life, because I had a
mm,
great time also apart from all
mm,
those responsibilities.
mm,
I had fun. I used to party with the people that I was working with.
mm,
That lasts a lifetime.
mm,
B, I wouldn't have grown into understanding that I want this in my life.
mm,
Modeling was happening for
mm,
me and not happening for me. It was a part-time gig, but this
mm,
is when I realized that this is something that even if I get a small job, or start very very grassroots level-ish in this, I'm gonna love it, because we are at 1 o'clock right now and recording this and loving it. So this is
mm.
what it is. So grab the
Absolutely.
opportunity when it comes. Be an opportunist. Don't be the bigger person who's like, no, I'll pave the way for you ahead, because anyway it's a
Mm,
cutthroat world out there and nobody's
mm,
gonna ask you if you haven't showed up when you were supposed to show up. And this is what Cristiano Ronaldo is all about. He doesn't People criticize him for not passing the ball, but hell man, if he can score the bloody goal, he'll score it, right? He's got some almost 800 goals now because of that fact. If he had passed the ball, then Paul
mm.
Pogba would be scoring more goals, right?
Absolutely. Very true. Grabbing onto the opportunity. I'm so glad you actually stressed upon that. A lot of youngsters struggle with this, grabbing onto opportunities, but that's a very insightful answer which you've given. Anyways, thank you, Tanveer Bhaiya, so much for coming in the
Thanks, brother.
podcast.
Thanks for being a splendid host. You're a super
Absolutely, my
host.
pleasure. Thanks a lot, Bhaiya.
Keep the energy
Thank
flowing
you.
and keep